What can I don't know. What can I prop this up against? I mean, let me see if that would. I'm wondering if this switchblade. I wonder, does this save to my channel? Like, damn it, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do some arts and crafts here, folks. What's up, JCW? I am gonna turn this AEWJ white box into a stand for my phone really quick. So hold up. But I mean, if you're still in here, man, I don't know. I figured I'd go live for a couple of minutes and just show some stuff off. I've got some crazy stuff here, man, like you wouldn't believe. You know what, actually? If you're here, I'm going to go through the vault, all right? I got the whole arena here, which I'm sure you've seen a couple of videos. Let me show you some stuff that's in here, because this is where the good stuff's at. So I have this up the whole time. All right, word. Fuck it. I'm not going to be... I want to go play some... I don't know if you've ever heard of The Division, but I'm obsessed with that game, but I figured I'd show some stuff off. All right. This is how it works. So I have a whole bunch of stuff aside from just wrestling figures, and majority of that is on display either there, on the shelves, or it's in the storage containers here. But all the wrestling stuff, if it's on display, it's there in the boxes, or the mint in box stuff is in here. So I'm going to show you some of this real quick. I just, yesterday, I don't even know if you can still hear me, but was going through some of like my rarest figures, and I think I have a couple of them still in here. So, yeah, there's a lot, man. Like here, right off the bat, Major Bendy's signed Nick Nemeth. I just saw him like a month ago. He was really cool, actually. But yeah, just pulling that out of fucking nowhere. What else I got? I don't know if you collect Marvel figures at all, but I have some Toy Biz Marvel Legends in there. The commentary table. I wanted to like. I had this whole thing about, because I'm really big. I love the figures, but I'm also big on value. I really like having stuff that is valuable that I can sit on, and then over time it'll grow in value. But with the AEW stuff, like the entrance ring and the commentary pack and a lot of the figures, I just I wanted to get. I don't know. I want to have like a starter pack. Like if I were to sell my collection, it's like, okay, I have the entranceway, I have the commentary desk, I have the ring. I don't have the ring yet, but that's still on my list. I don't know. I'm just kind of spitballing here. What else do we got? Yeah, like there's the Chris Jericho. I was talking to some guy recently, and the Hardys might be up my way soon. Mattel Creations Punk is in their mint in box. Well, not mint. I mean, it's mint in that box, but not this one. What do we got? Gotham by Gaslight. I got my Stings here from that recent 8. These figures are awesome, man. Let me tell you. Those Stings are crazy. And then I got some other stuff down there, but I don't know if that's wrestling per se. But here, like, I got the Road Warriors and one of these right here. Let's see. Signed Farouk. I got some Punk. Is that a Punk back there? Yeah. I have a lot of mint in box Punk. There's 14 people in here right now? For real? Oh my god. I didn't realize that. Whatever. But yeah, I got a lot of Punks. Mint in box. There's another one, the Netflix one. I got Sandman. Behind him is the Lex Luger Ultimate. Signed Matt Riddle. What else we got? More Punk down there. I think that's the Moxley Supreme in the back. Which one did you get? The 115 or the Netflix one? Which one are you talking about? Or that, or the what is it? I think it's the WrestleMania. It was like a Toys R Us exclusive. But dude, I love Punk. Punk's the best. Where is it? I got my whole. That's the greatest wrestling action figure ever made, in my opinion. Is that Money in the Bank Ultimate? I have that mint in box somewhere in the vault over there. But there we go. I got a couple of them. I'll tell you, if you have that SES CM Punk, what was it? The ringside exclusive, like the one that just came out with like the luchador mask. Get that basic CM Punk with this head. I'll move that title, but with that head, it fits on there perfectly. One of like the best swaps I've ever done. Super easy. That Luke Gallows too. That's like a nice accessory almost to have with the Punk. Yeah, there's all my Punks right there. All right, I got more stuff. Speaking of Punk, check this out. Throw that up there. This is Elite 6. This one is wild. They actually, so when I first started collecting these, I got really into the Straight Edge Society. So they have this whole compilation on YouTube. I implore any of you to go watch it. It's awesome. But he even comes with the little, like, the razor right there, the electric shaver. This thing is so sweet. This thing goes for like $200, which is nuts. And that shirt is still in good condition, but I have that. Some dude apparently traded that in for a ticket to the Elimination Chamber this year, where John Cena. Well, what did John do? Beat the piss out of Cody. Oh yeah, kicked him in the nuts. What else we got though? A lot of red here. I'm sorry. Defining Moment Sting back in there. I got this old Halo stuff. Some Dick Tracy. I got this for like $13. This is the variant AEW Jurassic Express 2-pack with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, where Luchasaurus is riding Jungle Boy's shoulders. The thing with that is crazy. I got it for like 10 or $13 or whatever, and it like skyrocketed recently. I think it went back down, to be honest, but what else we got? All right, so the Road Warriors are deep in there. I have a lot more stuff. Like, all of these are just filled with Elites and AEW figures. I got to go through there soon. I'm seeing Jeff Hardy and Ric Flair this weekend, so I got to grab some stuff there. But this all is predominantly autographs. I have... Ooh, is that getting blown up by the weight? I don't know. What I'm worried... I don't have a good way to store this stuff. Especially this stuff right here. What I worry about is the weight of the figures up top is going to crush. And I think I got this and it was damaged and it was caved in like that because, I don't know. But I got 25 and 29 Punk and Dean Ambrose there. Some DC figures. These are all autographed AEW. Like, oh, sorry, hold up. Early days. Where are the prices of that? Yeah, I mean, the tickets to that thing are crazy. So, I mean, he got $200 from that Punk. I guess it went towards that. The tickets for wrestling is like insane. I mean, obviously you know, but it's still wild. Oh, here we go. I got this autographed Sabu thing right there. I also do check this out. This is my baby right here. I'm a big ECW fan, but this is an ECW chair signed by Dreamer, Sabu, and Rob Van Dam. I just need Sandman on that, and it'll complete it. But yeah. There's some cool stuff here. I got like Samoa Joe, Matt Morgan signed stuff, Billy Gunn, Chris Jericho, Adam Cole, I think, is in there, Ethan Page. But that's just, I don't even know. That's just all a whole bunch of random shit. I worry about that Punk. That's all I'm thinking about right now. And then over here is the last of it. This is just more autographed AEW or Chase AEW that's in there. But I also have stuff like this thing I love. This is a Prince Puma mask, so Ricochet, signed by, well, he signed it Prince Puma, but yeah, that thing is nuts. I just saw Gangrel this past weekend too. I got this wooden stake signed by him. But man, I don't know, I love it. Wrestling stuff and wrestling in general is like a third of my mind. I actually, what is it now? I think it's 4 or 5 weeks. I'm 4 weeks into like pro wrestling training. I go to this school called Upstate Pro Wrestling. I'm from New York. I don't know if you've ever heard me talk about that in a video. Well, really anybody here. There's 2 people in here, so. But yeah, what's your take on some people calling action figures toys? I mean, they are toys. Like, at the end of the day, they're toys. And the thing is, ooh, man. All right, let me answer your question first. So yeah, I don't really have a problem with it. They are toys. Like, they're little plastic things. I don't know what to say, but I do have a problem with people calling them dolls. Because dolls are these right here. Like, these are my 12-inch figures. So these, you can see like the scale, like that's my hand right there. They're pretty big. These I would say you could probably call dolls because they're large and, you know, I feel like more articulable sometimes than other toys. But yeah, no, I don't fuck with that word dolls. That pisses me off. But the other thing I was gonna say is, like, hand in hand with yes, they are toys, is if you're gonna collect, like, oh, man, like when I was a kid, bro, because I'm 24 right now, but when I was a kid, maybe like 15, 16, I used to be so embarrassed, like going to the toy aisles and stuff, and like looking for things, because like, oh, you look like you're an adult, so you shouldn't be into this kind of thing. It's a stereotype. But if you're gonna collect, you gotta have a pair of balls. Like there's gonna be days where like you just would go in there. There's like a whole mom and her 3 kids, and you just got to be like, hey, I'm looking for what I'm looking for. The other thing I like doing is whenever I see anybody in the wild who is looking at wrestling figures, I'm always like talking to them and always like trying to connect with them and stuff like that. On Facebook too, I hate to say that, but like I made this group on Facebook for my area in New York, and I basically go to all the Walmarts and Targets, take pictures of what's going on in those stores, like what they have available, and then post about it. And honestly, like JCW, I mean, or really anybody else that's in here, there's 3 of you. If you guys collect wrestling action figures, maybe you have some trouble with like finding good stuff locally, you don't really know where to go, make a group on Facebook. What maybe you can find somebody that like is into that kind of stuff, and it just goes from there. I started with me and one guy, and I currently have like 30 people in there, and I started it back in October, I think. Made some really good friends. The other thing that I have to say is go to your local independent wrestling shows. I'm not even kidding. Like majority of, well, not majority of the figures, but a lot of the merchandise, the autographs, like the props that I have here are just from going to local wrestling shows. They always have figures, toys, memorabilia on sale. So go on like I would say Facebook because older people use Facebook. Like the bookers of the promotions are going to use that, but that is a really, really, really good resource if you collect wrestling stuff. Is local indie shows. But yeah. Yeah, and to add on, you do find action toy section, not any other section. Not find action figure. I don't know what you mean by that. I'm sorry, brother. Maybe I'm just a little tired, but and to add on, you do find action figures in the toy section, not any others. Yes, yes, exactly. Okay, I think I know what you mean. That yes, you're right. What has been your favorite find from one of the independent shows? That Prince Puma, honestly, is one of the craziest things. Like Ricochet was on Dynamite tonight. Well, actually, I still have to finish that. But what else? Craziest finds from a wrestling show. Oh man, actually, just this past weekend, right here, this Bobby Heenan. I'll bring him out into the. Oh come on, please don't knock over my Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette is so. It's the Figures Toy Company one. He's just so like loose, and the accessories are loose. But this Bobby Heenan, I just got this weekend. I got it for $30, and he goes for like 80 on eBay. It's a fan takeover Bobby Heenan. Actually, I have a friend that is like really interested in getting this. I'm probably gonna sell this to him soon. But I'm trying to think what else. Mainly just like meeting wrestlers. The first one I went to had James Storm. I don't know if you know who James Storm is. Here, actually, I can probably do this. Check this out. So these are 8x10s that I've gotten from the wrestling shows. So like, here's My Damn Toys. I actually bought something from his Whatnot streams. If you ever, I think once a month he does them. On like one Sunday every month he'll do a Whatnot. Yeah, they aren't the greatest quality, but hell, the accessories are. Like that steel cage is insane. The scaffolding here, but yeah, his Whatnot streams. You can buy these like, what are they called? Like fan packages. You can get like this crowd sign right there, and then yeah. So I have his autograph. I even have Mr. Rewind's autograph, to be honest, right there. I got that from him one time. What else we got though? Yeah, whole bunch like Joey Janela. These are all the AEW ones, but these a lot like the Sandman, the Dreamer, Drew Galloway, or Drew McIntyre, Eric Bischoff. All of these I got at the independent shows. These I got recently, which was insane. I got Penta and Ray Phoenix, which I thought was just nuts. Like especially that Penta. I got this for literally like $10. It was ridiculous. Santino. Who else? I got some crazy ones in here. Josh Alexander and Ethan Page. He collects figures. There's that James Storm. This was the first from the first independent show I ever went to. This is what got me hooked. Was meeting James Storm. I'm a huge TNA fan, bro. And all the TNA shows I've been to, they always hand out these little towels and stuff, and I adorn them. Accessory and the non-wrestler stuff. Yeah, like the ref, those ultimates. Man, I got the cameraman there. There's a security guard, another cameraman, the event staff. This guy is underrated. And if you ever get multiple of those, go and get, I think you can still get it on Amazon, but it's the head accessory pack, because when you buy those figures, they all come with like very similar looking heads, and you can just get this pack with like a bunch of them and swap it out. But these things are underrated. The security guard, medical staff. I think that's it for at least those figures that I have. The ref that I have is Aubrey Edwards because my ring is the Double or Nothing ring, so I have that Aubrey Edwards there. Santino's awesome. Santino's great, man. He actually he kind of made some history recently. He is the first wrestler to wrestle in a father-daughter match. He and his daughter were the first to do it. Steve Macklin I've met in person. Madman Fulton, I don't know if you know who he is, though. Effie, I don't know if you know him. I almost met Kid Cash recently. These are just promos. It's like, these are the local shows. So it's like they're not really that expensive to get into. This one didn't have anybody, but like this one had Hornswoggle. This was this past year, and Masha Slamovich. I think she's still TNA Knockouts champion. It was wild to literally like be and like meet the current women's champion of a company. Yeah, no, they do. Those are the things that are important with the. And sorry, you don't want to look at these 8x10s. What am I doing? But no, these things are crazy. Like I don't know what it is, man. I feel like it's so hard to collect wrestling figures and not want to do something like this with the arena. I just feel like it's so tempting to like have, because like with GI Joe, the Halo stuff. I mean, Star Wars, the Black Series, DC, Marvel Legends, whatever you want to call it. They don't have play sets, man. Hell, even Legos anymore, bro. Like they don't make, like that's that old Overwatch set. They don't make the play sets anymore. Like it's always like a vehicle or like some bullshit like this where it's like the vehicle or like just like a minifigure pack with like the tiny little vehicles. But with the wrestling figures, no other line that I've ever collected has all of these third-party accessories that are specifically designed like for it. It's just so awesome. That's one of the reasons that I really fell in love with collecting wrestling figures was the fact that I could do something like this. Like this GI Joe thing, this is for like 3 3/4 inch scales. Like this is the best I could do for a GI Joe diorama, or else I'd have to go out and like make the buildings myself or hire some like 3D printer to make stuff with the writers. You can go on Figures Toy Company and they have a litany of accessories. Yeah, man, they don't. I mean, even these anymore, like it's hard to find like the backstage, or I think the last place that we really got, I don't even know. I guess that Lucha Lowrider Ray that is rotting in Walmarts right now. Oh my god! And the thing with Lego sucks right now because they are so expensive. It is ridiculous how expensive Legos are now. It like blows my mind. I don't even know. Well, I got some other crazy stuff in here. Yo, you ever play Red Dead Redemption 2? Have you? Check out John Marston's autograph. I have a custom Arthur Funko Pop I got signed by Arthur. Nolan North, who voices Nathan Drake and Rick Toffin from Call of Duty Zombies. I got his autograph. I met him. He was awesome. If you guys are One Piece fans, I met the Usopp and Crocodile voice actor. If you're Ghostbusters fans like me, I met Winston Zedmore. Rob Van Dam, I met him. He was awesome. I was baked out of my mind when I met Rob Van Dam, and I apologize if you guys are underage. I don't want to be promoting any of that kind of stuff, but I just want to say that there's Rikishi. I didn't get to meet him. I actually pre-ordered that autograph. I did go out of town. Check this out though. There's this guy that makes these custom Funko Pops, and he does art on the side. I just thought that was his Bone Steel is his name, but I thought these were so cool. Just that Ray is awesome. Teddy's make stuff like hell. Yeah, exactly. Like the Hell in a Cell chamber. I know they have that Money in the Bank one that came out recently. The one that Pat McAfee was playing with. Dude, that clip is so funny where he's slamming LA Knight around. But I don't know. I feel like like the Jax line, they had those like the lockers, like even those accessories that used to come with the BCA figures of the old Jax, like the lockers. I mean, like Batista came with that lamp. I don't know if you ever knew that. That's a fun little fact. I have that lamp right here. So there's this lamp right here. I think I sold my Batista, to be honest, but I got a Batista from like the fairly recent Royal Rumble line, I think it was, something like that. But they gave him this lamp because in his old, like in one of his first action figures, the deluxe, like the WWE deluxe figures, what was it? The Jax Deluxe Aggression, that's what it was, came with a lamp. And when he first saw it, he was like, what the hell am I doing with a lamp? So they continued that joke and they included this lamp with him. But this thing is piece of crap. And like the slightest touch, that thing crumbles. Actually, this is an interesting part. This is like my celebrity section. I got John Jones, Muhammad Ali, Cody. He's got the contract too because he's on his way out of AEW. Punk, Dan Severn, legend, that guy. Rob, Jerry Lynn, Bandito, some other people. There was even a WCW. Yeah. That pool playset. There's some guy. I think it's like WHS or WHF or something. He's that really popular like Fig Fed guy. He did a whole series or like a whole video where he had a Royal Rumble on that playset in his pool. Yeah, but it's nearly all they make now besides vehicles. Yeah, dude, the vehicles are ridiculous, man. Like Undertaker and the motorcycle, I get, but the vehicles are insane, man. I just like, I don't know. I feel like you just need like an ambulance, Undertaker's motorcycle, and that's it. Like, what else could you possibly do? Back in my closet, I have even more inbox wrestling stuff, but I have the Smashin' truck playset or whatever. I found it at Ollie's for like $15, and I figured I'd just sit on it. But no, those things are wild. I thought about making a parking lot right here. I thought about getting another table and setting it up right there and doing like a parking lot and getting that Lucha Lowrider. But I was like, eh. And then I wouldn't be able to see that at all. I also have this. This is one day I will make. Let's see if I can cover those lights up. One day I will make a WWE arena, and this is my entrance stage for it right here. And I even have the little like entranceway thing right there comes from that. This thing lights up. You can put an iPad or some kind of like electronic device in this clamp there for like your screen and everything. And then there's like scaffolding on the back. This thing is awesome. I just cannot wait to use that one day. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I think that we are slowly moving ahead into a world where physical stuff like this just really isn't going to be that important anymore. I feel like kids nowadays are, and I'm not trying to be like an unk, but I feel like people nowadays, I should say, are moving more towards like video games or like the internet stuff. Like imagine this in 50 years, why would you collect action figures when you can go hop on like the Oculus or some VR and like have a match with your favorite wrestler or like collect a whole 3D version that you could literally have right here and like manipulate or whatever. I don't know. It's just it's crazy. We're literally if you I mean I think everyone in my dog has seen the movie Wall-E, but we are literally going in that direction where people are going to be practically morbidly obese, just sitting on like floating chairs, just having robots doing everything. It's kind of sad, but I don't know. That's why I don't know. Like my whole life, I kind of got like some shit about collecting figures. You know, you get made fun of a little bit when you're in grade school or high school or whatever. But something like this, man, where I'm literally creating like an entire arena. This is creative as hell. Like even you said it, like the creativity of stuff. I don't know. It's just like always hold on to those parts of yourself because nothing makes me happier than coming in here and like toying around with this stuff or opening figures or whatever. It's just crazy. But I don't know. I love this stuff. Oh, I hope the WCW will become completely moved to virtual reality. What are you talking about? You wouldn't want to see Rhea Ripley in front of you in 3D? All right, let me see if I can. There's the Funko Pop collection. I got some crazy stuff there. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've been collecting for a long time. It's been, well, I'm 24 now, so in one more year, it'll be a decade of legitimately collecting stuff. I was 15 years old on a trip to Iowa with my dad. My dad's from Iowa. I went on a trip to Iowa, and I went into an antique store. And yeah, he's actually right here. He's literally right here. Hold on. Let me move Thomas Jane out of the way. And I went into an antique store. All right, Bobby, your time's up. And I found this Punisher right here. This Marvel Legends, old Toy Biz Marvel Legends Punisher. And I went, oh my God, this figure is so sweet. And I looked it up, and it was Marvel Legends. And then I was like, wait a minute. Toy lines are a thing? Like, action figures aren't just made, like, one at a time, like, yada, yada, yada. And the whole rabbit hole spiraled out of control. That whole bottom bin right there is all Legends. And yes, This is Colin Delaney. Colin Delaney is like a local wrestler to me. I think he's from Rochester. I live in Utica, but he's from Rochester, New York. And I've been to a couple shows and he's been there. And I found this figure. His figure in box literally goes for like hundreds of dollars, like 100, 200, $300 I've seen. But loose, I wanted it. But I'm one day gonna meet him and get him to sign this. And hopefully soon. He was actually the show that I met Gangrel at this weekend. He was supposed to be there, but he canceled. I even brought this with me. But that's why he's right there. Is just so like anytime that I'm walking out of the room or whatever, or like because like my paint pens are down there for autographs, it's just there. It's like, okay, I don't want to forget this because I want to get that signed so bad. It's a little thing I do. I kind of just started it, but I have like a loose Fandango and a loose Hornswoggle. I think they're right in here. Yeah, like they're in those little boxes. They're just loose figures that I had the wrestlers literally like autograph. So I'm just gonna have Colin Delaney autograph it on the back there. ECW jobber. Yeah, I mean, yeah. But dude, oh my god. I wish you could see him now. Like he looks totally different. He has like a short beard and short hair. He's an incredible wrestler. Oh my god, literally like insane. When he comes out locally, like the biggest pops because I want to say is the person that lives like closest to me that is the most famous. I think maybe Jim Duggan because he lives. I forget where he lives. It's either like Seneca Falls, or no, he lives in Glens Falls, which is like southern New York. But those two guys, and then like people from Buffalo, like Danny Garcia, I guess. There you go, Danny Garcia. Those are like the closest ones to me. The Adam Rose guy got really did he? I haven't seen him in a while. I just got his. Well, I didn't really just get his figure, but some guy made a custom Jay White using his body. But yeah, Adam Rose. I don't know, dude. The mass transit incident. You kidding me? Oh my god. That's the thing, man. And I'll be getting into that in a second. But I have all this, bro, because for the past 2 years I've been obsessed with everything and anything wrestling, and I have literally a degree from college in history. So I love history. I love wrestling history. Yes, the mass transit incident. Poor jobber, dumbass kid was like, "Oh yeah, I know what I'm doing." New Jack, who drank this among many, many other things that he took into his body and practically killed the kid. He sliced his forehead like an inch deep. Kid almost bled out. Um, and he couldn't sue him or do anything. Couldn't sue him or do anything because it was the kid's own fault. He lied about his age, all that. That was just wild, man. There's a really good video about New Jack here on YouTube. If you know a guy named Count Dankula, he did a really good video on New Jack. That was actually the first time I ever found out about New Jack, but oh my God. Or the Vic Grimes incident. They're literally higher than the cage. They're up on like scaffolding. New Jack and Rick Grimes, they're like up here, or not Rick Grimes, I forget what the guy's name is, Rick something. They're up here on the scaffolding, and Rick Grimes is like, "No, New Jack, I don't want to jump." And New Jack's like, "Fuck you, you're gonna do it." New Jack pulls out a taser, tases him, and pushes him off of the ring. The guy, there were tables just like all here outside the ring, just like 10 tables stacked up. He falls off the scaffolding, misses every single table, and then hits the top rope and bounces onto a table. If he had bounced the other way out of the ring, he literally would have died. It was just, oh my God. Yeah, the dad was going crazy too. But that's the thing, they couldn't do anything about it because the kid freaking lied about it. Like, it was his own fault. I mean, I know that he probably didn't think New Jack was going to do that to him, but still, like, don't lie about that stuff. That's wild. I'm telling you, man, it's not as easy as you think, bro. Wrestling. I've been doing it for 4 weeks, and even I can say that it's tough. Like, I get out of practice, like, so I practice Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Tuesday I always hurt because when you're doing those rolls, I think I might have just did a little face reveal there. I don't know. But when you're doing those rolls, like when they're running and they're kind of ducking or whatever, those hurt your back, bro. Like rolling into the ring, taking bumps. Like my shoulder still hurts. My right shoulder still hurts from doing bumps. But I have so much respect for wrestlers, dude. People say that's not a sport. It is 110% a sport. Like, oh my God, the amount of work you got to put in there. It's wild. So that poor guy got messed up. Yeah. I think it was maybe Vic Grimes. That might have been his name. I don't know what else. He did something else with Vic though, and he and New Jack got hurt. He literally like cracked his skull, and he said that he like still gets headaches. He like hears stuff or has like something wrong with his eyes or whatever. New Jack's wild. New Jack, I actually need to get his figures toy company figure. I have to have him in the collection. I actually don't know where I put him, but New Jack, honestly, because he's one of the first wrestlers I ever found out about. I saw that Count Dankula video, but New Jack has a special place in my heart. I really like New Jack, and I don't know if you. What's up? What's up, Landon? How we doing? I could never even imagine being the same ring as New Jack, dude. He would, oh my God, he would eat literally anybody alive. Guys, Gypsy Joe. He got invited. This is like when he was still like wrestling at the prime of his career. He gets invited down to like the deep south where they were like hella racist. And it's him versus this white, like local hero type wrestler. But the guy was like nearly 80 and came out. He was like, "Yeah, do whatever you want to me, kid, whatever." And New Jack just beat the piss out of him, bro. Like literally slammed him in the head with the steel chair, like not kayfabe or whatever. Like he legitimately beat the hell out of him. There's a whole video of it if you want to watch it. Thanks, Landon. I appreciate it, brother. My heart would fall into my leg if I had to step in with New Jack. Dude, oh my God, you're telling me. That guy's nuts. Him and then the other guy, I would say New Jack is just dangerous because he's so violent. But I think aside from him, the most like legitimately talented infighting wrestler is Haku. Haku or Meng from WCW. I think he is overall considered to be just like the most legitimate shooter in the whole business, which is wild. They need to make a figure of him. I Yeah, they need to make a figure of Haku, but I think that they got something going on with the Samoan dynasty or whatever where he's not given the details. Got some other stuff here, some Avatar stuff. I'm gonna wrap this up in like 5 minutes here too. How many figures do I have, brother? I wish I could tell you. I wish I could tell you. Not only do I have all of this stuff on display, all of that on display, but I have all figures, loose figures in the bins there. It's wild. Been 9 years. Ooh, excuse me. 9 years of collecting stuff. What kind of person would just let someone go to town? I don't know, man. Somebody that wants to be a professional wrestler really bad, I guess. Damn. I don't know. Poor mass transit, man. I think that kid actually died not too long after. I could be wrong about that. But I think mass transit ended up like dying of like heart failure. I don't know. I forget. What do we get here? Before I wrap though, let me show you just the sections. So again, everything in storage. I got that belt, and then down here below, this is the lab down here. So I have any paper related products like whenever I get like whenever they do new packaging for the elites or anything, I'll take that thin part of the back out where it has like the wrestling logo, like these things. These came with some of those Monday Night Wars, but like those card backs, I'll take those out and collect them. They should make an action figure of Pentagon Jr. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they have for AEW. I have a Penta in there, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, actually, I do have a Penta in there. That red Penta that, what is it? That Bretto Live used in his video recently. I don't know if it's still available, but that Ray Phoenix and I think it's, yeah, just the Lucha Brothers AEW 2-pack where they're in that camo gear. If I ever see that, I want to get my hands on it because I love anything camo, I love. But those would be a good option, Landon, if you're looking for them. Yeah, for this year's Rumble. Is that an elite though, or a main event, like a basic? I couldn't tell from the promo stuff. What do you got? Yeah, so paper products in there. Some of the AEW boxes, honestly, they have them set up like it's like the entranceway. So I have a couple in box AEW backgrounds in there, and then I have a bunch of title belts. NWA. ECW is in there somewhere. I have a UFC belt, the AEW belt, and I think I have one more. Maybe not. I don't know. But I have some cool belts down there. One of those belts is signed by Hoist Gracie and Dan Severn. If you guys know Dan, or at least Hoist Gracie, I think I showed off Dan Severn earlier. Yeah, they make an elite penta. Yeah. Oh, with interchangeable. That's right. The interchangeable mouths. That's right. That's right. Um, I have this. I have the slap bands box, and there is a little slap band in there. I just picked this up the other day. I traded in some loose Lego minifigures and some old comics. Like all my comics are at the bottom there of the vault. And I got this, but this is the first issue of the Punisher. I think I just published the video on this today, but Punisher #1 of his. It's not like it's not his first appearance, but it's his first standalone issue. I thought this thing was so sweet. That's just some reason. I mean, I do wrestling figures, but there's a whole bunch of other stuff. Like I said, I've been doing this for 9 years. I got crazy stuff. I got this book right here, signed by Bruce Campbell, who is Ash from Evil Dead. If you guys have ever seen Evil Dead, I have met Bruce. I had dinner with Bruce Campbell. He's awesome. Also, in no way when I'm saying this stuff do I want to come across as bragging. I just don't talk about this a lot with people, so I want to share the experiences that I've had. So please, I'm not trying to be like an asshole or anything. I'm just excited to talk about this stuff. What else we got? Yeah, I mean, over here, I haven't really show this off too much. This is an interesting little section. My mom didn't need this extra like wall hanger thing, so I was like, screw it, I'm gonna take it. And I threw it up there, and I have, these are the ECW originals. So these are who I want to have on that chair right there. And so far, I have everybody, Dreamer, Sabu, and Rob, except for Sandman. I need to meet Sandman. He is my, not even kidding, my #1 most wanted to meet wrestler is Sandman. I want to get him to sign that chair, and then I need to buy kendo sticks that he can sign that, and my life will be complete. I am a huge mark for Sandman. I said that this Punk is the greatest figure ever made. I mean, I love that Dean too, but just because he's one of my favorite wrestlers, but right behind him is Sandman. I love Sandman. Before I even knew what professional wrestling was, I knew who the Sandman was. Just him with the kendo stick. Literally one of, like, he would probably be on my Mount Rushmore of wrestling. Love the Sandman, but that's primarily because I love weapons so much. I don't own any actual firearms, but I have like replica weapons. I have like replica shotguns and revolvers and all that. But I love weapons, and I love, like, that's why I have all these accessories here and everything. I love having wrestlers with the weapons and stuff. I'm a huge weapons guy. Love it. Love anything like there. That's why the GI Joe, the Halo, majority of these figures have some kind of weaponry. So I'm huge on that. Like even in there, that's my weapons box right there. I have bags divvied up into pistols, assault rifles, shotguns, everything for a whole bunch of different toy lines. All right. The Flat Man out of that comic. Oh, you watched that video? That thumbnail was a little bit clickbaity. I do apologize, but yeah, that was crazy. That was back when I was doing Marvel Legends. I would just sit in like if you're a side note, if you collect wrestling figures, the wrestling figure database is great, especially if you're like a completionist. They have every wrestling figure ever made on there. You can look up like CM Punk and see every one of his figures in order that's ever been made. But they also have one for Marvel Legends. So I was looking on the Marvel Legends website, like trying to check off, like see all the ones that are made because I want more of them. And that figure is listed as a legitimate Flatman action figure. I'm not even kidding. So that thing is so cool. I told you when I got that Punisher, I sold a bunch of those comics. I pulled that out and I almost got rid of it. And I'm so glad that I kept it. But I put it into one of these little things right here. The binder. That's it. All right. Do you have all the different figure stuff with the news? So Landon, I have here. Yeah, I just tried to swipe. Are we good? Oh, okay. I don't know what happened there. I'm sorry. But yeah, I would say I have all but maybe 4. Yeah, I want to say I have all but 4 CM Punk Elites. Obviously, that original SES Straight Edge Society one, and then maybe like a couple more, but that's really about it. All right, it is getting late. I've been on this far longer than I wanted to. I apologize if I'm talking too much, although this is my YouTube channel, so what am I talking about? JCW, I appreciate you talking to me, man, or at least listen to me. That means a lot, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. And I'm definitely going to start watching a lot of your videos. If you're watching mine, I'll be honest, I haven't really seen a lot of yours, but I'm going to make an effort to go out and check you out regularly because you made an effort for me. So I appreciate that, man. But yeah, this is very fun. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it. I got the AEW Sting Unmatched and Kurt Angle 26. Are you talking about the Elite Kurt Angle or this one right here? I think, yeah, that's Legends 26, right? Is that Kurt Angle right there? I think so. That Kurt Angle, some people said that, I'm not even kidding. I think that's going to be Elite of the Year, is that Kurt Angle. It is probably the best Kurt Angle ever made. It is such a good figure. It represents. I call it my TNA Kurt Angle. I think I literally I made like a edited picture of it. I should post it on YouTube, but that Kurt Angle is awesome. All right, I'm gonna leave it there. Landon, JCW, great to talk to you guys. You enjoy your night. I'm gonna go play some Division